13:24-30. So this one is about how God planted good seed, but then Satan came and planted bad seed among the good seed. And I think the field here represent earth. I think I've heard pastors also agree with that. And then so God doesn't let like prematurely harvest. So the servant wanted to go and kind of like gathering up the weed and up uh but then God was afraid that doing that would cause certain wheat to be kind of mislabeled and misdiagnosed. And so God let both the weed and the wheat grow up. And that's why in our world, people ask, why is there evil in the world? Evil in the world because Satan sowed it. And I don't even know among us how many of us are actually inhabited by demons, like evil spirit. And so we are growing up or working alongside in the same world as very wicked, like people that has a wicked or an evil oppression, and their thoughts are evil, but we don't know that. Like if you watch Netflix and you watch all the murder cases, like those people seem normal, those people seem nice, but they're just wicked inside, serial killers. Like, so that's what happened. On the appearance, we don't know. But then, and then there are people that were evil that God changed their lives. Think about Calvary Chapel pastors that were once druggies, convicts, murderers, and then they were apprehended. They or somehow they found God. They gave their life to Him, and then their whole life changed. Their lives were broken, and now God used it as a testimony. And so, what about those people? They after they matured, they became wheat, but they weren't wheat before. They appeared like weeds before, and so all those scenarios. That's why God doesn't like. But then I think in his all powerfulness, he knows which is wheat and which is weed because he knows their heart. But I think he wants to also prove it directly to them. He gave them a life in which they can make their decision. But then once they make their decision, when judgment come, he has all their deeds recorded and their thoughts recorded and their motives he knows. It's proof, it's evidence that the judgment that he passed on them, they deserve it. Otherwise, let's say someone is a wheat or a weed and he cut them off, and then they're like, wait, I was gonna grow into a wheat, or if you did that I would have gave my life to you, or something like that. So those are the things that I think about when I read this passage. And I thank God that He is in His wisdom. He lets us do. He let things play out like He does. The thing is, though, He gave His assurance that He has overcome the world, and He can give us power to overcome. He will give us strength to overcome. To be in this world, but not of the world. To be tempted by evil, but not to do evil. To be around evil people, but to be a salt and light. And so that's what he called Christians to do. That's what he called people to do. To be among wicked people and to be a testimony, a witness, so that those people can be saved. And we're in this one, I do talk about evil and save people, and not all unsaved people are evil. Actually, most of them looks pretty normal, and they're seeking. But the thing is that Jesus also said, if you're not for me, then you're against me. And if you don't belong to me, well, the second part, so I take that as if you don't belong to him, you belong to the devil. And when you belong to the devil, he actually calls people like that children of wickedness. And so, it is what it is. And so, yeah, I thank God for his wisdom.